Hello boys and girls, welcome to my preview of Arsenal against Bournemouth this Wednesday night. It's a massive game and we're getting to that point in the season where every single one is a massive game. We now have top four in our own hands. I said this with Robbie last week on the podcast that I feel top four is our best opportunity of getting back into the Champions League. The Europa League is not a joke anymore. When you look at some of the sides in there, it's going to be very, very tough to win it. And given the fact that we are now in the top four and it is in our hands, this is our best opportunity. Now, we can't take Bournemouth lightly. We can't take this result for granted. They're a very good side under Eddie Howe. And although we beat them earlier on in the season, they can cause us problems. And they caused us problems that day. They caused a few teams problems this season. They're sitting 10th in the league. They're comfortably away from the relegation zone, 10 points. And although they've won, 10 games, lost 13, they're still a dangerous side. And if we do take them lightly, they will punish us. They've got some dangerous players in there. And Eddie Howe has got them playing some nice football. Now, we're normally very good against Bournemouth at the Emirates. But again, like I said, do not take this game for granted. Let's go about our business. Chelsea, they're playing against Spurs. Manchester United are away to Crystal Palace. So we've got a good opportunity to pick up another 3 points and keep moving forward. We've got Spurs on Saturday. And then we've got Manchester United the following week. And then we have not got a game for 3 weekends in a row. The game against Wolves has been postponed because they're in the FA Cup quarter-final. Then it's the international break. And then our game against Newcastle has been moved to a Monday night. So it'll be nice before we get into that break if we can still be in the mix and be in that top four. And then it will lead us into the last games of the season, because after the Spurs and Manchester United game, with all due respect to the teams we're playing, we ain't playing anyone that's in and around us. Whilst the likes of Spurs, Chelsea, Manchester United have still got to play each other and got some really difficult games coming up, we're playing teams that are all below us. Now, I know that also has its own pitfalls in the respect that you're playing against sides that might be fighting relegation. They're scrapping for their life, so they lift their levels. But on paper, we should be winning those games. But, like I keep saying, don't take anything for granted. And we start with this game against Bournemouth. We need to go out there, professional performance, just like we did in the game at the weekend against Southampton. Get the job done, dispatch them and move on. What I would like to see though is a few goals. If we create the amount of chances we did against Southampton, let's go and get some goals. Because, goal difference could be crucial at the end of the season. It's that tight at the moment. In terms of the lineup, I'm going to go and get into that. And I'm going to make some changes based on the fact that we do have Spurs at the weekend. And then we've got Rennes in the Europa League. Then Manchester United, then Rennes again. So with that said, let's go and get into the starting lineup. Starting off in goal, Leno. Do I even need to explain why this man is in goal? It's as simple as that. He's our number one goalkeeper. And I think he showed against Southampton why he's our number one goalkeeper. Straightforward decision, Leno. Going to stick with a flat 4, and in the right back slot, I'm going to put Stefan Lichtsteiner. I see Unai Emery saying that he should be fit for this game. Picked up a little knock in the Southampton game. But you know what? In those last couple of games, he's done really well. He's looked more of the Stefan Lichtsteiner I remember for Juventus and Switzerland. Not the Stefan Lichtsteiner over the last couple of months where he's just looked absolutely dreadful. So, no problems with this one. And I'm going to go with Stefan Lichtsteiner. Going to move into the centre-backs. First of all, I'm going to go with Mustafi. Pretty straightforward performance from him against Southampton. Decent performance. And Going to need to see the same again. So I'm going to go with Mustafi. Alongside, I'm going to go with Sokratis. Absolutely immense performance against Southampton. And I've said it over the last couple of days that I feel that he, he's captain material. He should possibly be our next captain. There's a couple of candidates, but he's one of them, most definitely. The guy's a leader, a warrior. The man don't want to concede goals. He tries to protect that back, like his life depended on it. We could be 5-0 up and I reckon we concede a goal and he would go absolutely mental and look to absolutely annihilate people if it's your fault. No problems whatsoever. Sokratis in at centre-back. In the left-back position, I'm going to go with Kolasinac. I'm going to stick with him there. Such was his threat against Southampton. It would be very easy for me to take him out and bring Monreal there. But given the back line kept a clean sheet, and it's been a couple of clean sheets now in a row, I'd like to keep that momentum going. So I'm going to stick with that same back line. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. And that is Kolasinac. Going to move into the two that sit in front of the back four. And this is where I could make some changes. But again, I think this area is crucial. So starting off, I'm going to go with Torreira. And not as good as Granit Xhaka the other day, but they complement each other so well. And he had a good game. Really good game. And this is another chance for him to get some minutes under his belt before a massive game against Spurs. So Lucas Torreira. Alongside him, Granit Xhaka, like I said, absolutely immense performance the other night. Superb. No problems with him whatsoever. And they're our best partnership. It's as simple as that. So that's what I'm going to go with. Into the attacking lineup, starting off with that three. This is where I am going to change things round. On the left-hand side of that three, I'm going to go with Denis Suarez. I'm going to give him a chance. I would like to see him now. We brought him in for a reason, so I want to see him. And it's as simple as that. I'm going to rest Alex Iwobi. He took a knock on the Southampton game, and I feel that he's vital for the Spurs game. So I'm going to rest him for this one. And I'm going to give Denis Suarez a run out and see what he's made of. On the right of that three, I'm going to go with Mkhitaryan. Brilliant performance against Southampton. I want to keep that momentum going. An assist, a goal. And yeah, no worries with him playing there whatsoever. And that's Mkhitaryan. In the middle of that three, I'm going to go with Mesut Ozil, bringing him back into the side. Started the game against Barty. Got around about 20 minutes or so against Southampton. And I feel that he has done enough now. He needs to start. And if he puts a huge performance in for this game, then he could well be starting in the North London derby. So no problems whatsoever. Mesut Ozil goes into the middle of that three. Up front as the main striker, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I'm going to bring Lacazette out. And there's a reason why I'm doing this. It's because I'm saving him for the Premier League games against Spurs and Manchester United. Now, he can't play in the Europa League games because he's suspended because of his sending off in the first leg against Barty. So I'm going to give him a rest for this one and get him fresh and saved and ready for the game against Spurs at the weekend. Aubameyang was on the bench against Southampton, so I'm just going to swap them around. Keep them fresh, keep them ticking over, and get them ready for the big games that are coming up. With all due respect to Bournemouth. Aubameyang as well, he needs a goal now. He needs to get back onto the score sheet. Had some chances against Southampton, but he needs to, take the chances he gets. So that's the lineup that I am going to go with. So as usual, let me know in the comments section whether you agree or disagree. I think that's a really strong lineup. We've made some changes. And I think that keeps things ticking over nicely before the game against Spurs. Let's go and get the 3 points. Let's see how Spurs and Chelsea get on. Let's see how Manchester United get on at Crystal Palace. And then we go into the big double header. And this will kind of define our season. Massively define our season. So, yeah, let's go into it full of confidence and with a win under our belts. So there we go. There will be a player ratings after the game as per usual. And then, of course, we go into the preview for the Spurs game, which is always emotional. And yeah, until the player ratings of the Bournemouth game though, I'll see you lot soon. I'm out of here.